video, I'm going to show you how to sprout whole grains. Now it's really important not to eat whole grains that aren't sprouted or soaked, obviously, because of the anti-nutrients that are present in whole grains. These are really just seeds, and you know, it's like the seeds don't want to be eaten by animals. They want to be able to continue reproducing, so they're anti-nutrients. Unless the seed germinates, when it opens up and it sprouts, that's when it's okay to eat. Soaking grains simulates that. It simulates the germination of seeds. But you can go ahead and sprout your grains, and then you can grind them into flour, or you can cook with them. And this is the healthiest way. It just activates all those nutrients and deactivates all the anti-nutrients, or neutralizes them, I guess you should say. So this is really easy to do. You can do this with any whole grains. Corn is a little bit different in how you soak. You have to use lime water, but all the other grains you can soak like this. The only one that's difficult to use is oats, because most oats are heat treated, and you've got to find hulless oats that are raw, that are not heat treated. It's hard to find ones that will actually sprout. You're certainly welcome to try, but from what I've heard, it's very hard. But you know, wheat, quinoa, buckwheat, you know, kamut, rice, all these grains will sprout. We are using some brown rice. This is medium grain, and hard red wheat berries. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fill the jars a little more than halfway with the whole grains. We have these nifty little sprouting lids. And I'm just going to fill the jars, cover the grains with water. I like to just kind of stir it around, and I'm just going to add a little more water. What's going to happen is the grains are going to expand and they're going to come up, so you know, as it soaks, they'll come up. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just put the lids on, and then I'm going to let this soak for several hours overnight. Just put it on your counter, doesn't matter where. If your kitchen is warm, they're going to sprout faster, but if it's cool, maybe you could try to find a warmer spot. You want, like, you know, at least 70 degrees. Alright, so we're going to let those soak, and we're going to come back tomorrow morning. Okay, so it's the next day, and I've been letting my wheat berries and my rice soak overnight. I'm just going to pour out the water into the sink. Okay, now after you pour out the water, what you're going to do is just fill this up again one more time with water. I'm using filtered water. I really think it's a good idea to use filtered water. I mean, you could use regular water, but there's just so many chemicals in it and toxic stuff. You don't want your wheat berries or your grains, whatever kind of grains, absorbing all that stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to fill it up again, and then I'm going to just drain it again. I'm going to do this with both. You can just put it in a sink on an angle like that and let it drip. You could put it in a big bowl. But just get most of the moisture out, and then you're done. All right, so now I'm just going to set these on the counter and go about my business. You're going to let these sit without water in them, you know, just damp like that in the jars for 1, 2, 3 days. It depends how long it takes. It depends on how warm your kitchen is. Now my kitchen is really warm. We're on the 4th floor, and even though we're not running the heat in the winter, it stays around 75 to 80 degrees. I have a thermometer here I leave in the kitchen, and it's 79 degrees right now in here. So I've also got the oven going. So it's a good idea to have one of these you can, you know, always check. But because my kitchen's so warm, my whole grains sprout really fast. So actually within 24 hours, including the initial overnight soak. So I'm going to come back in a few hours, keep checking on them. You really only twice a day, maybe 3 times a day do you have to rinse them. And then that's it, and they're going to sprout. Okay, so it's later on. I have sprouts. I want to show you what it looks like. I'm going to include photos up close in the class materials too, so you can get a look at it and see what it should look like. All you have to do is take some of these out, and you can just look and see if they're sprouted. Now, you don't want your sprouts to be longer than 1/4 of an inch. It's enough just for them to have germinated. You'll just start to see the white sprouts popping out on the wheat. That's good enough. If they're too long, if they get to be 1/4 of an inch or longer, that's too much. According to Peggy Sutton from To Your Health Sprouted Flour, she said she dumps it out if it goes longer than 1/4 of an inch. So you don't need more than that. Okay, so I just dumped those out in a bowl or on a plate, and you can see, I don't know how well you can see, but you can see that they're starting to sprout. I'll show a better picture in the class materials. So that's it, guys. It is really easy to make sprouted whole grains, and I hope you give it a try.